Hey everybody, it's your girl Honey G coming back with some more honey tea. I'm coming through today with a review of Sistas by Tyler Perry, Season 2, Episode 19. The title of this episode is Serving All Ties. By the way, if you are new to my channel, I would appreciate if you like, share, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell button down below. So let's get right into it. This episode starts with Maurice and Calvin's mistress. Actually, it started off where the previous episode left off, with Maurice listening into Calvin's room while he's doing his doing there. And Q, which is the guy's name that came out of Calvin's room, Calvin's mistress, Q approaches Maurice with his nakedness, telling him how amazing his boy is in there. And it was just kind of sort of weird because Maurice was just staring like he had lost his breath. And they say, Calvin's mistress asked Maurice, what do he got in his refrigerator? Now you standing there, bucket naked, after you just came out the room doing the do, didn't even wash your hands, and got the nerve to ask somebody what they got in their refrigerator. Whew. And Maurice, he ain't making no better, because he let him go in his refrigerator without even making the man wash his hands. So he go in Maurice's refrigerator, grab a bottle of water, and now he just turned back around, standing there looking at Maurice, looking like he wanted to, like Maurice was a snack, like he wanted to eat Maurice up. And so Maurice finally asks, who the fuck are you? After letting this naked man go all in his refrigerator, now he asks him who he is. Okay. But anyways, he told Maurice that his name was Q and that he's high. And Maurice was like, you been smoking that weed? And he was like, oh no, weed don't make you feel like this. And he started gyrating his body and going on, and Maurice was like, oh, okay. So rumor has it that Calvin is on meth, right? So with Q saying that, oh, he's not high off weed, but he is high, leads Maurice to think that he is high off meth because he just came out of Calvin's room, okay? So he started talking about, let me see your teeth, because that meth did have your bowel mouth and all of that mess. So the guy started licking his tongue all out at Maurice and going on. And Maurice actually was acting like he was getting turned on, and so was Q. And it was just kind of a weird scene, but still overall, I enjoyed it. Q went on back into the room, which he acted like he wanted to stay out in the living room and have fun with Maurice, but he went on back into the room, and the scene switched to Karen and Aaron in her bed, which is, I'm tired of seeing. Honestly, Tyler Perry, I'm just tired of seeing Aaron at Karen's house, period. In her bed, on her couch, in her kitchen. Where is Aaron's house? I'm just tired of seeing the same scene with them two. It's just kind of boring. But anyways, we go into the scene with Karen and Aaron in her bed. And Karen wakes up and she's hot and bothered. And so I guess they don't want to have sex yet. So Aaron suggests that he leave. And Karen, she suggested that he just sleep on the couch because I guess she didn't want him to leave, or she didn't want to be home alone, but she just suggested he sleep on the couch instead of leaving. So he do so, and as soon as he leave out, she hop on the phone with Sabrina, which is kind of weird to me because if you're hot and bothered and you got a sexy man in your home that you really like, why is you thinking about Andy and her problem at this time of night or morning or whatever it was? She hops on the phone with Sabrina and tells Sabrina to meet her at her shop tomorrow so that they can discuss something in person. So Sabrina was like, what's wrong? And Karen was like, nothing's wrong. I just want to talk to you in person. Can you meet me at my shop? And she was like, okay, but is you okay right now? And Karen was like, please don't make me regret that I called you. Just meet me at the shop tomorrow. Sabrina, stop being worrisome. Dang. And so she hang up the phone with Sabrina and look up and see Aaron is standing there and has been eavesdropping on her conversation. And she was like, I thought you said you had to go. I thought you was going to sleep. And he was like, yeah, I had to go pee. And she was like, oh, okay. Well, that ain't going to help me none. And he was like, oh, but that'll help you? And she was like, well, Andy won't talk to me. So maybe if I get Sabrina and Danny, maybe all three of us will talk to her. She'll listen. And he was like, and you think that's going to help? And she was like, well, we do this all the time. We do this all the time. I thought you said you had to go pee. And he was like, okay. So he left on out the door. And the next scene, we go to Zach and Fatima. Yes. I must say, I am really enjoying Zach and Fatima's scenes together. Like, I really am. Honestly, their scenes, without their scenes in this season would be boring, honestly. But Zach and Fatima, please keep it coming, Tyler. Please keep it coming. Keep it coming. We need more of these bedroom scenes with Zach and Fatima because they be on point. And their afterglow, I need it in my life. I want it in my life. That afterglow, baby. Fatima, you can tell she's happy. And Zach, you can tell he's moving on to happiness. And I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. So we're going to the scene with them. And they was having a little morning fun. And so when they was done, Fatima was like, oh, we fit. We really fit. I never felt this way about somebody before. And so Zach was asking her, like, so you think we getting serious? And she was like, I don't know. And they was making fun of each other about they sexual faces, and it was amazing. I really loved that scene. I enjoyed that scene. It really you could feel the energy of love. And so that was very enjoyable. Zach, you can tell that he's really into Fatima, and Fatima is really into Zach. And I honestly think that they fit as well. So Fatima was like, she's finna go get in the shower. And Zach was like, can I come in there with you? And she was like, oh no, you're not finna mess up my hair today. And he was like, girl, I get on my side of the shower. And he was like, she was like, yeah, you better get on your side of the shower. He was like, I ain't worried about your dusty side of the shower anyway. And it was kind of cute, and it was really funny. So it just made the whole scene really cute. And they ran on to the shower, and then we go into the scene with Karen, Sabrina, and Danny at her shop. So then we go into the scene with Karen at her shop, meeting with Sabrina and Danny to talk about Andy marrying Gary. So she proceeds to tell them that Gary bought Andy a ring, and that Andy is thinking about marrying Gary. And now she's trying to, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. Sabrina's like, we should stop her. We should tell her not to. And then he was like, well, actually, we should just let her learn from her own mistakes. And Karen was like, Sabrina was like, no, why should we do that? Danny was like, we all grown. And no, Karen was like, we all grown. And Danny was like, are we grown, or are we just doing the same thing we was doing in college, messing with little boys, or whatever the case may be, she said. But either way it goes, she hit the nail on the head, and she had a good point. And Karen had to give her props, because Sabrina was trying to shut her up, but Karen was like, Danny got a point. Let her talk. She hit the nail on the head sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I feel the same way too. I've always felt that way, because these girls always want to be quick to shut Danny up, because Danny ain't sugarcoating nothing. But they let Andy talk with her sugarcoating stupid ass. Danny was like, yeah, we need to let her learn from her own mistake. The same way we all have to learn from our own mistakes. That's the only way you really gonna learn that's the only way you really gonna make the right decision anyway, if you learn from your own mistakes. You can't just have somebody babying you and toting you the whole way through your life. It's not gonna work out like that. And Sabrina, she don't want to hear what's real. That's why I can't stand Sabrina, because she's so phony to the fact that she don't relate with realness. And I can't get into her in real life. Like, if I had somebody, a friend like that in real life, I would really have to like constantly put them in a place, because I can't relate with phony. Like, you can't really be my friend for real, because you don't like to be told what's real. And I can't stand stuff like that. And so they's talking about how to stop Andy, and going to go talk to her at her job and all of this stuff, when all the truth of the matter is, y'all need some business of your own, for real. Because although I don't agree with Andy marrying Gary, but at the same sense, that's her fucking business. And let her be a dumbass if that's what she want to be. Y'all have been more than a friend to her. Y'all have been a sister. And you see that Karen is not even accepted as being a sister to her. You see what she did to Karen. You see how she treated Karen and kicked Karen out of her house for trying to be a sister to her. So back off. Because next thing you know, y'all might roll up at that girl job, and that girl gonna call security on y'all. Because when it come down with a bitch being dumb over some D, you best to watch out. But anywho, we go into the next scene with Maurice and Calvin's Mistress again, which he come out the room again. And this time he got clothes on. Thank God. And he's about to leave. And they got into a conversation again about Calvin. He mentioned to Maurice that he's a dancer. He's a stripper or whatever. Maurice, actually, I don't know. He act like that he wants some Q too. Because he was like, y'all could have called me, or y'all ain't want to include a big bitch in y'all session, in y'all marathon session. And so he was like, oh, no, it's not like that. And he was like, Calvin said that he'll be uncomfortable with you in there or whatever. And so Maurice was like, huh. And they talked. After that, he said he was going to be back tonight. He was going to come back through tonight to see Calvin again for another round, for another marathon. And honestly, I don't even know what's going on in that room. I'm lost on that part. And I guess we're going to find out on next episode. But either way, he left still acting like he was interested in Maurice. Maurice acts like he's interested in him. And I don't know if Tyler Perry's gonna make some kind of thing out of them or not, but Maurice sings his ABCs while Q is out the door. And we go into the next scene with Zach and Danny at work. Now, Zach approaches Danny to let her know that he was arrested again, and that Karen got him arrested for the credit card scam. And Danny was like, well, how did you get out? And he was like, don't worry about that. Because for some reason, Danny seems to be so nosy when it comes down to Zach, but You only trying to find out what he going through so you can go back and tell Karen. You're not genuinely being a friend. And that part gets on my nerves too. But Zach told her about herself, and I was glad Zach told her, like, you ain't really concerned about me. You just want to be nosy so you can go back and tell Karen. So don't worry about how I got out. Just know that I'm not worrying about Karen no more, and I'm moving on. And so Danny's still trying to get in his business, asking him who got him out of jail and this and that. And he was basically telling her, don't worry about my business. Just let Karen know that I did not take nothing from her. I did not steal no credit card from her. And that she got me arrested for no reason. So you make sure you let her know that. And he made that clear with Danny. He walked off. Danny called Karen. Danny on the phone with Karen, telling Karen that Zach got arrested again and that he didn't do it and that she really need to find out who did it. And Karen was like, well, Zach's signature was on there and they said Zach did it. So he can just sit down there. I don't care. He can sit down there. And Karen was like, oh, he's not locked up no more. He's out. And Karen was like, oh, okay. Well, she was like, he's out. And Karen was like, well, he probably done found him another stupid chick to take care of him the way I did. But either way, that ain't my problem no more. And Karen was like, Danny was like, but how did you know he did it? How you know he really did it? And Karen was like, they said he did it, Danny. Like, what else do you want me to prove? They said he did it, Danny. And so Danny's like, but I don't think he did. And so Karen was like, whatever. They hung up the phone. Me personally, I don't think Zach did it either. I believe Aaron has a lot to do with all of this fishy stuff that's been going on, because I'm the type of person, if I've been with somebody for years and nothing fishy has occurred for years since I've been with this person, now all of a sudden when I break up with him and move on to someone else, and now me and this new person has been hitting it off, and now all of a sudden a bunch of fishy things is starting to occur, I'm not going to look at the old person that was in my life, because my brain going to think to the fact that I've been with this guy for 50 years and nothing fishy has occurred when it come down to my credit cards. Not all of a sudden, since I'm with this new guy, my credit card's coming up missing. I'm being scammed. I don't know who doing it. Me personally, my number one suspect is Aaron, the pastor, that we still ain't seen his church yet. But anywho, we go into the scene with Maurice walking into the bank, and approaching Jacoby. Jacoby approached him like, bitch. And Maurice was like, what's wrong with you? That's not even how you say it. It's bitch. It's not bitch. And so Sabrina walked in after Jacoby and Maurice had their little beat back and forth. Sabrina walks in, and her and Jacoby get to talking and eyeing each other up and down and da. And Maurice was like, ooh, y'all screwed last night. I could tell. I could tell the way you looked at him, the way you won't look at him. And she was like, no, we didn't do anything last night. And he was like, the lies. Shout out to Candy Bird. Sabrina was like, no, he scared me last night. That the size of it scared me. And Maurice was like, ooh, how big it was. And Sabrina was like, not human big. And Maurice was like, ooh, bitch, why it always gotta be the straight ones? And Sabrina was like, ooh, he got tattoos too. I'm thinking in my head, girl, you sound so corny. But I guess. And so Sabrina was like, and then on top of that, I couldn't stop thinking about Calvin. And Maurice was like, girl, Calvin was with some girl. And Sabrina was like, usually when you say girl like that, you're really talking about a man. And Maurice was like, I ain't want to tell you, but the noises I heard coming from Calvin's room, it sure wasn't no woman in there with him. And Sabrina was like, so are you saying Calvin was with a man? And Maurice was like, yes. Not only that, he came out the room and greeted Maurice. Like Maurice explained to her, he came out the room and butt naked. And the noises, that's not even the worst part. The noises that Maurice heard, it sure wasn't no making love. It wasn't no regular noises. It was straight back pounding, you know what? And Sabrina was like, oh no, I can't hear no more. I don't want to hear no more. And Maurice started making the sounds, and it just was so disturbing and cringy to Sabrina. She just went into her office. And after that, she called Calvin. Calvin didn't answer the phone, so she left a voicemail on his voicemail box, basically telling him that he could have told her the truth, that he could have told her that he was gay, that he could have told her that who he was. He could have just been honest. And for that, she no longer wants to see him. He's disgusting. And all the above that she's left on this man voice message. And honestly, if you ask me, she could have waited till the man answer her phone so that she can really give him a chance to defend himself. But that's Sabrina for you. So after that, we go into the scene with Calvin rushing up to the bank to find out what's going on with his voicemail, find out why Sabrina left his voicemail on his phone. He approaches Maurice, and he sit down. Maurice was like, ooh, I'm surprised you able to sit down that easy today. And Kevin like, what you talking about? And Maurice was like, that ass must be made of flex salon. And Calvin's still confused about what Maurice talking about. And so Maurice was like, you the flex salon dog. And Calvin like, what is you talking about? And so Maurice was like, I'm not in the mood for you today, Maurice. And Calvin was like, oh, so you're in a mood today. And Calvin was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, if I had as much fun as you had last night, I'd be smiling and laughing like a pageant queen. And Calvin was like, what is you talking about? Once again, like, repeating, what are you talking about? And Maurice was like, the noises I heard coming out your room last night. And Calvin stood up like, oh no. Don't tell me you told Sabrina that you heard noises coming out my room last night. Sabrina walking down. Looking like a Avenger. Ready to save the day. Talking about, yes, he did tell me. And you could have told me. You could have told me. And she was like, you could have told me that you were gay. And she was like, whatever this is, we're done. We're done. And Calvin was like, I'm not gonna keep going through this with you, Sabrina. Whatever this is that we got, whatever this is, it's over. And she was like, oh, I'm done. And she was like, it's over. And she was like, I'm done. And they repeated that. And then on to the next scene with stupid ass Andy calls Gary about her ring. So she's on the phone with Gary explaining to him that she's trying to get this ring off. And he was like, oh, so you put it on? And she was like, yes, I just want to see how it looked. And he was like, well, I'm glad that you're curious. And she was like, I can't get this ring off, Gary. It's not good. I can't get this ring off. And she was like, I need the key to get this ring off my finger. You did this on purpose. Send me the key to get this ring off my finger. And he was like, why can't I just come by and bring you the key? And she was like, you can't come by my job, Gary. Just send me the key. And Gary was like, well, can I come by and you send Fatima down to get it? And her stupid ass talking about yeah, that sounds great. I would have made that nigga assist me my goddamn key. I'm not finna make my assistant walk down there to grab a key from you that you purposely kept so that this ring could get stuck on my finger. No. Send me my key like I ordered. But instead, she don't put her foot down. She went with what he suggested that he do. Okay, yeah, Fatima can come down and get it. Yeah. And I bet you when Fatima bring that key back up there, I bet you it's not going to be the right key. And Andy's still not going to be able to get that ring off her finger. But anywho, Andy pulls up to her job. Pull up, hop out. Guess who popped out? Hey! Jasmine and her crew. Yes. Roll up on Andy. Ready to jump Andy. Talking about some that bitch go. Yeah, we gonna jump this bitch today. We gonna beat your ass today. And Andy looked like a deer in headlights. And that was all for this episode of Sistas. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully next week we'll find out who really scammed Karen and her credit cards, because I really don't think it's that. Hopefully we'll find out if Jasmine whooped Andy's ass or if Andy really got them paws on her. But we'll find out in next week's episode. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. And hopefully I'll see you guys next week.